once again to all right. So we are welcome once again. This is 6:06 Nigeria time. It's nice having everybody in this meeting. Before we proceed, let me give a brief introduction to us. We are the OAU, Bafim Awolowo University Graduate Scholars Forum, a team of alumni that we come together to help people like us that are done with their studies and want to navigate through the graduate school process, and they don't really know how to go about it. So we voluntarily make ourselves available to help them. And then by God's grace, we have been doing that quite all right. We have been having testimonies. Some of them are in Korea, some of them are in US, some are in Europe. And then we are having this last resumption, I think, of fall. At least we have 2 that resumed among us, sticking to what we can do. I mean, by God's grace, what we can do, just review SOP, guide you in your application part, and then with their own hard work and diligence, they have their testimony. So we look forward to doing much more. We are encouraged by their success. So we look forward to doing much more. That is why this webinar is brought to us. Previously, we have seminars, but now we want to just introduce a webinar whereby we can just have any kind of talk. I mean, not just any kind of talk in quotes. I mean, graduates related to graduate studies, whereby people can, just talk on different things that you can go to watch on our YouTube channel later on. Also, I want to tell us about our WhatsApp page, because maybe some people joined from external page. We have a WhatsApp. We have 3 WhatsApp pages, and then we have 1 mentorship page. We do open the mentorship page once in a year. Yes, so that we can give more time to help those ones that are there and all that. Also, if you want to join the WhatsApp page, I can share the link. I will share the link on the page for us to do that. We have our YouTube page too, and currently we have text. I mean, we give some tags going on. We shared a video so that people can watch and they can write. So if you want to do that too, if you're an OAU graduate, either you finish as an undergraduate or as a maybe MSc, or you are a PhD holder and then you want to see further, you need kind of help from us, we will do it for you. So we are currently on reviewing application. I mean, if you have your SOP and you have your what is that, CV, and maybe you have any question, we can schedule you on a one-on-one talk with them. We have done this in the past, and then we have testimonies of people who have due to not just by our home pass, from their home part too, and they got their admission. So we always look forward to having this one-on-one mentorship between you. Need it, if you requested for that, so give it to you. Either you have started apply or just need some talks. If after you have watched the video and everything, you still have your questions, we will let you know. I mean, we will schedule you on such kind of talks with any of the admins that are available. So we are so much interested in your progress. That is why you see us doing this on a voluntary basis, not because anybody's paying us or because we want to be recognized. We're just doing it on a voluntary basis. So we look forward to doing more. And that is why we have this webinar organized today on the stable of the admin, for us. So before we proceed, I didn't introduce myself, but my name is Oluwatofumi. I also be a Deborah too. We have 2 participating scholars, but before I do the introduction, it's an honor to have in the house today. I saw one of our lecturers. I don't know, maybe none of our lecturers are still here too, but I recognize one person, and that is he's my lecturer. He's like a father to me. Dr. OG Faborode, but he's Oluborode now, sorry. He did a change after I graduated. So it's an honor to have him in our midst, sir. We are so pleased to see you watch what we are doing. This is one of the offshoot of the seed, of those potentials you deposited in us, and every other person also that finished from OAU. We are so glad to have you in our midst, sir. Welcome, sir, to our midst. I don't know, maybe sir wants to say anything, or you just or should continue. Okay, sorry, let me try. I think I did muted something like that. So can you hear me?
Hello,
Okay.
ma.
Okay, yes, I see it's working now. Before I muted everybody, some people were talking on the background. So I muted everybody's. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, maybe he's busy, but it's okay. So let's go. Today's, let me just give a brief introduction before I introduce the scholars. We just a webinar, so they will come and give a talk. So we don't have any topic for this. It's not a seminar. When we are having our seminar, we will target this and this for this country. We have some resources on our YouTube page. You can access that. I mean, we are just trying to drop our past recordings of and seminars on our YouTube page. So currently, um, uh, um, we are having the first webinar. So they'll just give you a variety talk. I mean, so try as much as possible to listen to them, and there'll be room for questions. So this is how it will go. After the first scholars, after when he's done speaking, then we give room for questions for like 5 to 10 minutes. They might just engage us for a maximum of 30 minutes. I mean, their personal talk, maximum of 30 minutes, minimum of 0, although we know that they'll talk. So what is it called? The other question and answer is just like 5 to 10 minutes. So maybe one scholar is having 40 minutes, then the second person comes in, or we can also do it this way. The first scholar will speak, then the second scholar speaks, so that they can answer the question and you can throw the question to them. So that you'll not be asking the question for the second scholar, for the first scholar, when the second scholar will still address it. So let's do it this way. After the first scholar finishes speaking for maximum of 30 minutes, then the second scholar will come up again. It might be 10 minutes, might be 20 minutes, he has anything to speak with you. Then we now have room for question and answer. The total time that we schedule for this event is at the maximum of 1 hour 30 minutes. That is for everything. Maybe we have a lot of questions coming in, so maximum of 1 hour 30, but actually it's just at an average of 1 hour because we want to be time conscious. So today we have Scholar Sadiq and Scholar David. They will be introducing themselves. I don't want to make the introduction. They are one of our admins. Both of them are admins on the OAUGSF page, and then they are doing wonderful well, reviewing SOPs for people and doing a lot of things. So it's a pleasure to have them in our midst today. So Scholar Sadiq is going first, then Scholar David is going second. So welcome to today's program once more. So Scholar Sadiq, can we have you? I can't hear you. You did not unmute your mic. You mean this thing is operating? Oh my God. Let me check. Can you unmute your mic, please?
Okay, it's okay now. It's okay now. I think anybody you have to like ask the person to unmute, so nobody can unmute themselves. I think it's okay now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone, or good evening. So first to introduce myself, my name is Sadiq Ambali. I'm just like everybody else. I'm a student, also learning. So one thing I just like yeah, it will be now. So I'm going to touch everywhere. Like it won't be too detailed, it won't be too specific. I'll just have like a broad perspective, try to encourage everyone and try to like answer a few questions. Few things I feel like maybe they're not really out there. So in terms of the encouragement is one, you just have to try, you have to give effort. Like the good thing is that everybody's like started from a stage. Like I used to be a student like everybody, you then after that I was saying, okay, I also want to leave Nigeria, I also want to like go for my master's abroad. I started reading materials, I started like watching YouTube videos, listening to people. I feel like yeah, they're already there already. So I can see them as maybe mentors in code decide to do what they did for them to get there. Then I applied a lot of rejections, which is normal. Then I got into master's program. I got another one. Then I'm starting my PhD like tomorrow or Monday rather. So it's just like I'm just like it's like every other person, but been through the process. So it's just like start, give it a push, like everybody, like you just have to start from somewhere. It's a stage. I have failed like a lot of applications, a lot of rejections, and it's not like a course. I know that there are still a lot of things I'm going to apply to that I will still feel like, yeah, I won't get everything I want. So it's just the normal phase of life. It's just one of those things we have to, even lecturers, like not professors, they still feel like they want to publish, their publications get rejected. Like, so it's just a normal thing that grant applications won't be accepted. So it's just a normal thing. So don't be scared, don't be afraid of, yeah, I won't be rejected. No, apply, keep on applying, keep on sending it, and celebrate every win. Maybe out of 10 applications, out of 10 emails, one lecturer is responding to you. That's a good win. Like, yeah, thank God. That means you're doing something well. Try to perfect those ones you're not doing well. So it's just like a step. Before you know it, you're there. There are a lot of things you know yourself. Like you feel like you're on point, so yeah, you're on top of your game and you are winning. So just like a general advice, like I said, try to push, 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 push. Give it your very best. Don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to send in applications. Almost everybody that got admitted, that got funding, like at a point, there's still this thing in your heart, like, do I truly deserve this? There's something they will not even like choose you. You will not even get it, and you feel like, I think I deserve this, but I didn't get it. So such is life. You never know. Just apply, send in your applications. So just like a general overview, like since it's just like a webinar, a general overview, like scholarship, like that, like what you're talking about. Getting admission is still like a bit basic. You're applying to a school. One of those things you have to do is force like your intention, your mind. I want to apply. I have to go for my master's abroad. Once you have that one, then you have already like solved half of the problem. Okay, what are now those things you need, the requirement? You already have most of these on the group chat. If you don't have it, just send a message on the group chat. Like I can send it. You need like a certificate from your school, which I assume is OAU. So once you have a certificate, you don't, for this, you don't even need like the hard copy. Once you have like a soft copy, it's fine by you. You need like your transcript. You don't need the original copy. You just need like a student copy of your transcript. Keep it somewhere too. Then you need letter of recommendation. Some people will tell you, okay, we need two, we need three. It's advisable for you to keep three. Some schools we have for two. So when you see schools that are asking for three, then now you have like you have them. You can always tell your lecturers, sir, please, I want to go abroad. I want to go for my master's. Can you help me to like write like a letter of recommendations? Try to build relationship for people that are still in school, or people that are still working. Try to build good relationship with people, lecturers, your friends. Like they say in Yoruba, like in your last show, you don't know where we might meet each other again. So try to build good relationship because you might still need them or you will still need them. So once you have people that can write letter of recommendation for you, it is advisable if schools are asking for two, then you should be able to provide one academic and one professional. Academic in the sense that a lecturer, somebody that has taught you before, the person can attest to your academic excellence, to your resilience, to your tenacity. Yeah, this boy, this girl, this lady, this man that you want to admit into your program, he's going to do, he's going to succeed because I've supervised him or her before, I have taught him or her before, and he or she did well. So it's like that. That academic reference. Then the professional reference is just like maybe someone at your place of work, a colleague, a supervisor, something like that. That can also attest to the fact that yeah, you have a good working culture because you are going there. Most times, if you are giving a scholarship, we are also working, especially for those guys in the US, we are also working. So they need someone to attest to your like professional attributes, to your qualities. Like, yeah, you are a team worker, you're hardworking and the likes. So it's much more valuable. Like if you're looking for two references, one academic and one professional. But that's just like a general, a blanket rule. Sometimes some people have been out of school for 10 years. How are you going to get academic reference? You've been out, or you're out of school for 10 years. Most of the lecturers that haven't taught you, they've left, or over the years you've lost contact with them. Yeah, it's still advisable. Like it's still like acceptable for you to have like two professional and no academic, if possible, because like it's still like yeah, he or she has been out of school for 10, 15 years, like there's still an exception, or someone that is just leaving school. How will the person have professional reference? The person doesn't even have a year of work experience. The person has not even worked. So people like that, you can have more than one academic reference. So, but the general rule is that prepare 2 or 3 references. Make sure it is like a mixture, academic and professional. Then apart from that, some things are like optional, GRE and your IELTS. I used to advise people, the world is very competitive, like very, very competitive. Like almost everybody in the world, more than 1 billion. Let's say people down to go for their masters, maybe 20%. More people, like people want to go, like maybe leave their country, people in India, Korea, Nigeria, and like if you look at Nigeria, we have 220 million estimated. We have more, it is more youth field. We have more of the youth. Out of the youth, there's this report, I think, last month that said like more than 70% of Nigerian youth want to leave Nigeria. And I can assure you, out of that 70%, more percentage there want to leave to education. So that means that it is very, very competitive. So try to leave an edge. Out of this lot of people, some people get into first class, some people have 5 years of work experience, some people are very, very good. So try to also like set an edge if you have the money, if possible. Write IELTS, write GRE. You might not even be, that's even the funniest thing, but just like have that thing. It is optional, but if you have the means, try to have it. Just like have it somewhere. It is optional, but I used to advise people try to have it. Now, sending in applications, like go to like this, most of these things is just you just putting in the effort. Get a system. You can even use your phone. Which school do you want to go to? Like me now, my current school is University at Albany. You can just Google University at Albany. Go to the school website, search for a department. Which degree do you want to go to? For example, let's say you want to do your MBA. Okay, go to the MBA site. Check it, read everything. What is the requirement? You see it there. Most of them will ask you for certificates, transcripts, IELTS or GR, like I said, it is optional. They ask you for recommendations, like so that's just like so go there. What are the requirements? When is the deadline? Are they asking you for application fee? One thing about application fee, you can always get waiver. When I was trying to apply, I just go to Twitter, I just search application fee waiver. A lot of schools, a lot of people are working on all these things. They will give you schools that are waiving application fee. Write down the name of the school, search, check. Do you like the program in that school? Is there any lecturer that fits into your program, like your intended research in that school? If there is, then apply. There's already a waiver. But there are some schools that you love that don't like give waiver. You can also send an email to the admission team, admission committee. You might never know, they might even give you a waiver. Like I remember I got waiver to Notre Dame University. I just sent an email to the admission team. Like there's always a team, admission team, and they gave me waiver. Cornell, they even give you admission, application fee waiver. I want to send an email to the admission team telling them that, yeah, you are poor, you're from Africa, blah, blah. So like these are things that will like set you like give you, so you don't really have to spend all your money because you are earning in naira for most of us, then you're paying in dollars like application fee. But if you can get all this paper, it also reduce the burden on you to apply. You can apply to as many schools. Try to apply to like 5 schools. Now, about the scholarship, if you check the departmental websites, some admissions are like tied to scholarship. Once you have the admission, automatically you have the scholarship. Why some are not like that? Some are like, okay, even if you have the admission, you still have to like maybe look out for scholarship in department or also departments. But for most of us, we look just within the department for admissions. Like, okay, how do I get this admission? I have admission, then they should give me funding. I'm talking to the guy coordinator. During my own time when I was doing my master's, I got admission, but I was told by guy coordinator that they are still trying to decide on funding for the department. But I was like, how long am I going to keep waiting? But because I've already applied to another school, in that other school, when I got the admission, the first thing they told me is that, Sadiq, we don't give funding in this department, but we like your profile. So we are going to recommend you for jobs in other departments. And also, this is the pool, like a website where you can always check for jobs in the school. So I have the idea that, okay, so there are jobs in the school that I can apply to as a student. So in that, my second school that I was also applying to, once I got the admission, I just went to like a website, Grad College, just to check for jobs, like assistantship. Then I got one. By the time I got one, I finalized everything before they now reached out to me in the department. Okay, they have funding for me. Funding they had in the department was even less than what I got, like just trying to look for jobs in the school. I started in the school. I was like, okay, I don't want the one for the department. I'm going to stick with the one for like the other department. Like, so I had to work like a research assistant in the school. I didn't work in my department. So you don't just have to like base everything on the department. If you have admission, that's perfect. Yeah, follow up with your career coordinator. But also check the school website, check the career college. There will surely be like a website like job vacancy, assistantship, where most of them will even like cover like a lot of your school fees, like everything, still give you stipend. So I think that's like the general thing. Then I think I missed out on SOP, statement of purpose, and maybe personal statement. Like I said, I won't really be detailed. Like I can actually maybe in individual questions, I can go more, or the other scholar will surely like go more being specific. But just like, yeah, personal statement is mostly like being personal about yourself, is more personal. Why statement of purpose is like more academic. Personal statement is okay, how has this thing affected you? Your life experience, how has it affected you? How will it help you to do well in the program? So purpose is just showing that how you are good, those things you've done in the past, academic. So it looks alike a bit, but personal statement is more personal. While sense of purpose is like more academic in nature, more like a general overview. You can actually read up on all these things. I can provide you materials and like the likes. So I think that was like the general thing. I know I've not spent 30 minutes, but just to leave time for like question and the likes. Like that's what I can think of now. Like the general sketch, trying to apply, just have this mindset of yeah, I can do this thing. Don't be afraid of failure. Everybody is failing almost every day. People are getting rejection emails. Professors, top professors, they will keep getting like myself that are cutting like a lot of applying, a lot of offers like masters, PhD. I have to choose one. I still keep getting like denials every day. Like it's because I'm applying for fellowships, applying for a lot of things outside the school too. But some will come in well, some won't come like that's just like life. So don't be afraid. Have this message. Okay, you want to do this thing. Once you have that one, you are out on okay, have the road. Try to get your materials, try to get your CV, try to get your film of purpose, letter of recommendation, like I said, try to get, if possible, if you have the money, if you have the means. There are even a lot of organizations that will even like pay for your GR and your IELTS. We have the MIT scholarship, Meketaiwo, at the MT also, Meketaiwo. We have we have some other ones too. So try to look for these things. I think like last week I was even researching something and I stumbled upon something. If you have admission and scholarship to study abroad, especially US, and you don't have money for your admission, so I'm going to drop the information in the group like tonight. Like there's an organization that will sponsor your flight. Like it's just so surprised. I just came across where I was trying to look for things to apply to. Like wow, so there are actually organizations that will sponsor your flight from Nigeria to the US if you want to study if you don't have money. So all these things is just information. It's just you just sitting down and trying this thing. Go to website of schools, search for it. A lot of people, like admins, they're already in US, UK, Korea. Go to their school, search, check for the program. Do you like it? If not, drop it. Go down like a lot. We have like over 300 schools in the US. So now imagine just going 200 schools out of them. Have like a list. This is school case. Search for a department. Do you like it? Okay, I'm going to apply for this. There's application fee waiver, or the application fee is not that expensive. I can pay it. So before you know, like if you do this thing for like a month, you will be so informed. You know a lot of things, you have a lot of information on your hand, and you even be surprised, like, wow, I think I know more than even all these admins. Because yeah, admins are not even like searching for information like all the time for you. They also have some things they're doing in their life. So they're like searching maybe for their own thing, or maybe once in a while, just saw something on Twitter, they copy and paste for you. But you are so intentional about you. So you get much more specific information that will affect you, that will help you than even what admins are going to do for you. So I feel like that's like the general thing I want to say, and I wish everybody the very best. Like I would be so happy if like everybody we can celebrate everybody. So that's all.
Thank you so much. Yes, we will celebrate everybody according to how will I put it? It's based on faith and what happens after the application. Thank you so much, Scholar, for giving us that insight. It's not the detail, it just gave us the run through of how to apply to Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to show my face. He gave us a brief on how to just apply to graduate schools. All right, so we will listen to Scholar David. He will give us the his own part of his own talk. So before he talks, I'll drop the link to the OAU potential page. We call them potential scholars because you will soon do that. I mean, join the scholar and the particular scholar. It's not like there is a title or something for that. So another one is that prepare your questions, please, so that you can ask him questions. We already said that it's a maximum of like 1 hour, but because people may want to ask questions, we extend it to at most 30 minutes. I mean, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So please prepare your questions. Really want to attend to you. We are very intentional about you. Nobody's paying us, okay? We just want to see you being successful. If you have questions that within the range of what he's saying or not, please ask a question, but not now. Let's listen to Scholar David as he comes to give us this talk. Thank you so much. Scholar David, please come up. I hope you can mute your, let me see, unmute your mic first so that I will know
Yeah,
maybe
I
for
see.
everybody. All right. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm at work, so I would just like appreciate the I appreciate everyone, the scholars, for giving the opportunity to like discuss with everyone briefly. So I'll be talking on some of the points Scholar Sadiq made mention of, and I think I'll be doing this application guideline mentorship. I don't call it mentorship anymore. I'm assisting people in preparing their applications for grad school for some years now. And a thing that I will always outlined is for you to get an opportunity, you have to look for something that other people cannot offer in that particular course. So, and that brings you first to your CGPA. I think most people, when we're in part one those days, we say like school is scam. But if you notice, when we graduate and we're trying to japa, they were like, oh, I don't have funding because I finished with very low CGPA. So I think at first, for those that are still in school, I think the first thing you work on is a CGPA, and that's very much more important. It will either help you in the long run. It will surely not either help you, it will surely help you in the long run. And one thing is when your admission to school is one thing, funding is another, visa is another. So those are the three like barrier you need to like overcome to make it to your destination: admission, funding, and your visa process. So first I will talk about your admission. So how do you seek admission? I think Scholar Sodiq had said so many things about that. While it is quite easy to get admission, it is very much more difficult to get funding. And this is where like most people always have the twist. So far as school is telling you that IELTS, TOEFL, or GRE is optional, doesn't mean that they won't use it for criteria for giving you funding. It may not be a criteria for giving admission. Please note that. But it could be a criteria for giving you funding. And funding is of different fold. We have 30% funding, 50% funding, we have 75% funding, and we have 100% funding. So, and how do we get all this funding? It's based on your CGPA, your SOP, your standardized tests, which is GRE or TOEFL, IELTS, and your reference letters. So in most cases, people don't want to write any of these exams, maybe IELTS or TOEFL or IELTS or GRE. And the reason is because it is expensive. When the exam was, when IELTS was like 80-something thousand or 60-something thousand, your complaint was, people complained where it was expensive. Now it is 85, it was 85, it was expensive. When it is 110,000 or more, about, I think 100,000 plus now, it's still expensive. So if you don't write these exams, you can get your admission, but funding may not be guaranteed. That's one thing I keep telling people. Like, if you're ready, even though like, even if you finish with first class, to be honest, trust me, people can share you their experience. There are many first class that I keep trying and trying that they don't have funding. There are many things could be wrong with the applications. or maybe their SOP, or maybe their reference letter. It could be many things, but I'm very sure like once you have any of these standardized tests or exam, it's giving you an edge over others. That's one thing we need to understand. Like these exams help you to like set you different from others. Like you're competing with other people all over the world, the Chinese, the Indians, and a lot of people. So when a candidate comes to me like, David, I need your help on this. Okay, have you written a test? And I don't want to write it. Okay, what do you finish with? 2-1 or 2-2. Okay, do you have any publications? No. Do you have any leadership experience, or probably you have any research experience? The answer will be no. So how do you want to get the funding? So maybe it could do happen, but you have to like try and pay the price actually to win the golden prize. And a lot of people have expensive phones like iPhones. They use a phone that costs like 50,000. It's good to use that phones, but you can also like use a Samsung of 100 or 150,000 and prepare for the any of this exam and write the exam and process these applications. For graduate application fee, yes, the previous scholars talked about how you can get it can be waived. Yeah, I know people that apply to like 12 schools, 7 schools, and they didn't pay them, and yes, and get full funding. And one thing I observed recently, like I have a candidate, I think the guy finished first class from University of Ibadan. He applied to like 5 schools, even though he had TOEFL, he got rejected. That was last year. So this year he got admission and full funding that covered his flight ticket, flight fee. He got admission to John Hopkins University. So what changed in his applications? Just 2 things. Since he has TOEFL, he ensured that his reference letter were like up to 2 pages. He did a lot of volunteer activities that had to do with helping people like charity organizations, like SDG goals, and he for all the advisor he wrote a message, he ensured that they help him analyze his SOP before he submitted for the application for the grad school. So the fact you're getting rejection means you need to go back, checkmate what you're doing wrong, and trying to like adjust it to what can suit your purpose. So I've spoken about the standard exams and all. So I'm very glad that Sadiq mentioned of when you're applying to graduate school. I think for me, when I was applying, my first point of contact was the graduate coordinator. The graduate coordinator will tell you if they have funding in the department. It will tell you if they are recruiting. It will tell you if they have professors that are willing to accept students, and it will tell you the mode of admission is. For some people, if you write many professors, they will not reply you. But I'm sure if you write the graduate coordinator, it will break it down for you. Like this is what we have, and this semester we are accepting 1 or 2 students. My supervisor is the graduate coordinator. I always ask him, do we have funding? He said, yes, we have funding, but the funding we have can only take our season. So I told my friends, like, forget about my department for this semester. And as it stands, with my last session with him, he said there will be no opportunity for a new student from any international country until maybe 2025, except they kick any student out. So the graduate coordinators have information about all these things. And another thing you should consider is that the fact you study physics doesn't mean that you can study, let me say, biomedical engineering. No, that's so much like biomedical science or study. So there's a bridge between fields right now. Like it depends on what you did in school and your professional experience in the last 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years. That can sum up why you are switching fields. And if you are switching fields, you need the whole conviction and the whole tool, like the tool to defend yourself when applying for visa at the embassy. And like we ask, why are you changing from chemistry to education? Or why are you changing from chemistry to let me say human resource department or marketing? So you need to be able to convince them that these are your reasons for doing that. So funding is very competitive. One way is like the coordinator knows their terms and conditions for funding. The exams are very important. They may be optional for admission, like I said, but they could be a criteria for giving you funding in graduate school. So how do you get your SOP right? Okay, there are many tools for you to write SOP. Your SOP could be like 2 pages, but it has to be like a flow. It's becoming a normal thing to be using sad story actually to write your SOP, like just like, oh, it came from this and that. So they know the format, but now you need to like things have changed a little bit. You need to like discuss thoroughly why you want the course. why did you apply to this school? Why not another school? What are you going to achieve in your program? Are you planning to, even though you say you're going to publish the articles, how do you want to publish an articles? What are, like, you mentioned like a point, you discuss it, and you mention how you're going to achieve it. So these are very important. And the OAU Scholar Group has a lot of resources too that can help you to do that. Your CV is another thing that can make a standard among any other people. And I think we have enough too, and people can help analyze that in our page as well. So generally, if you're applying to a graduate school, tend to like take your focus away from just a particular country. Why USA is like has a lot of funding opportunities. Canada opportunities are quite competitive, but I know of people that are getting funding in Canada. Australia is maybe far for you, or the fear of snakes in Australia. Yet they have one of the best funding I know in the world. Then New Zealand too. I think New Zealand had 8 schools. Their funding is competitive, and it could be like cost of living may be high, but at the same time they have a lot of sweet programs. So that is one thing. And another thing is that most schools will rather give admission to PhD students. I think I have a friend in Urbana Champaign, Department of Physics. He said they are not more giving funding for MSc student. So you are just coming for PhD, and that is it. So you need to know those things. If you're going for MSc, look for schools that give admission to MSc students. Some schools give admission to MSc students, but they won't give until maybe after first semester or after you've arrived. Some will give you partial scholarship before for MSc, or PhD. It's certainly like some schools give full funding. So you need to know all these things, and I think that's what I've just been talking about. So in case you have any questions, please can let me know. And I think that will be where I will come in more in details. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, for those insightful talks. Before we go into the question section, I want to tell us that based on everything they've said, they just gave you an insight. Before you ask questions for that, there are some of these resources on our page. Some of the scholars Sadiq and other scholars, they post these things from time to time, like those resources on how to write to SOP and all those stuff. And if after you've written, you still did not get it, you will schedule your one-on-one talk with them. You can have your talk and they can know where you are getting it wrong. The last year session that we did an open day, call it open day actually, but it was more of people writing and writing again, and then until they got it. Like that was what those scholars were doing with them. Oh, your CV is so bad. Then they review it again. Okay, do it this way, like that. So it was like more of like you are doing baby teaching, like you are teaching people, like. But it was awesome. Although it was so tedious. So if I want to add to what the scholar said before you ask a question, the direct funding for people that don't know, so people don't know that they can actually apply with a BSc. When you graduated from OAU, you can just use your BSc and apply for direct funding. That's for US, and it is 6 years like that for most direct move from BSc to PhD. So you might not need to apply for the MSc that he is talking about or was talking about in that play. Like you may not need to go for MSc, but sometimes MSc opportunities come, and if you are so lucky, then there is funding and everything. It can be your first route to, a first step, then you can now pursue your PhD. So that is that you can have a direct funding, and then you can switch to, there's some kind of what is it called, stereotype that we have, like, oh, I did medicine, it's medicine that I must do to the end of my life. No, there are some kind of ways. The world is so broad and advanced now. They've incorporated a lot of something that you are looking for. You find them in other department, other discipline, and then there are interdisciplinary programs. So like you said, finding out with the graduate coordinator will help you, and you can also check the school's websites and everything. I think one of these days, or maybe the other scholars, we want to make this thing monthly. So we can have, they can show you how to navigate. No, I think we don't need to do that. It's on our page. It's on our page because there was a particular, on our YouTube page, there's a particular section of the YouTube. A time we took our time. It was over 1 hour. The scholars took their time to show people how to search for schools, like for people who don't know how to navigate websites. So it's there. So I'll drop the link. Although it's on the flyer, if you join through the flyer, you see the flyer there, OAU Graduate Scholars Forum on YouTube. just search for it, you'll find it there. And then I think that one is answered. Then for the SOP, yes, we have invited a scholar, I mean somebody is made a Conde or something like that. He had given us seminar before. That one too is on the YouTube page. So we made these videos available for us to access. Then if you have any question after watching the video, then come chat the admins or then we want attend to you. So I think for those ones, they are already answered. So if you have a question, so this is question time. It's less than 1 hour we started. So let me know if you have a question. This is how we you will ask a question. If you know that you cannot talk, like maybe you are shy or you are not in a good environment to talk, you can just drop, what is it called? You can drop a chat. I'll read it out to them. Anyone of them that want to answer can reply. But if you want to talk, just signify your hand like this. Use that emoji. You see it on the reaction, blah blah. There, just use that emoji. I'll call you. You can ask a question. So let's go into the question session now. I know some of you have questions. Maybe you are a starter. Don't be shy. Don't. That's why we are here for you. So make your questions known and everything. So I'm seeing the mobile landlady is raising her hand, his or her hand. So please, can you ask a question? Can you unmute your mic? Let me see if you can unmute your mic, or I have to do that. Can you speak now? I think she's not raising her hand, or he or she's not raising her hand. Okay, who else has a question to ask? Or we all start? Okay, somebody's asking me a question. I have to unmute you. What kind of setting have I gone to activate for this? Okay. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Hello. Yeah, good evening.
All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You
Okay.
can shoot now. Yeah, I can talk.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. Well, the thing is, for me, most schools accepted me. I have a lot of acceptance letter, but the issue is getting funding.
Okay.
That's just the issue for me. Like I have like 3 acceptance letters, one Urbana Champagne, one Strathclyde in Glasgow, but the issue is funding. So I don't know. Is there a way we can work on that? I don't know.
All right. Who wants to answer?
Okay. Sorry, if I may ask you, which schools are the 3 schools? So as just to give a specific response.
I bet she cannot talk.
No, you have to unmute her.
This is serious. I mean, I'm trying to even undo that, whatever I did there. Okay, please, you can talk.
Okay. So I got an offer letter from Strathclyde, University of Strathclyde in Glasgow. Then another offer letter from University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign, and another offer letter from University of Hertfordshire.
Okay. So I think two of these schools are in UK, and one
Yes.
is in one is in US. See, also there are like dynamics to like distance. I remember at that time that when I started applying, I got like 8 or 9 admissions from the UK. Like when I first started, like I used to be very, very happy. Like, yeah, I have admission from the UK, blah blah blah. But like you just have to understand that's like the dynamics of the UK. They give admissions like very, very fast, like very, very like they give a lot of admissions to people, but there's little to no funding there. There's still funding there, but now you can look at like now you have admissions, you can look for internal and external funding. Let me start from external funding. Look for sharing scholarship. Sharing will pay your school fees, will give you scholarship if you have admissions to schools in the UK. look for Commonwealth. It's also like the same thing too. Like once you have admissions in the UK, they will give you funding, like they will fund your degree. Now there are also like a lot. There's one Nesta Ferguson scholarship too for UK schools too. Like it funds, I don't know, it funds like a lot of schools in UK, like University of Sheffield and some other schools. Nesta Ferguson scholarship for UK schools. Now internally, have you sent an email to your guy coordinator like, okay, you need admission? Have you even checked that most schools in UK they have like a scholarship pool? Like you can just go to the pool if they fund anybody, like they have like a lot. Like how this do it in UK is like each there's like they have like an endowment funds. For example, let's just say Omobolande scholarship. So you want to give funds to people from West Africa, maybe XYZ scholarship. He or she is giving funds to people in geography. So like you can also go to that line to go to the website of the school, check all these things too. I'm so sure like you can see it there too. For the one in the US, like send an email to your direct coordinator. US gives a lot of funding, like what doctor said earlier. Yeah, there's this course specific. Most funding are in sciences. They give more funding to people doing their PhD, but there's this funding for people doing their master's. So reach out to him or her. Then also, like I said, check for jobs opportunities, job scholarship opportunities in the school, not just in your department. Like my first master, my master's, I think I didn't even accept the funding from department because I got a funding within the school, but outside of my department. So go to your departmental and go to your school website, check for assistantship outside your department, but within the school that can fund your studies. So I feel like that should like answer your question.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay. Does that, are you satisfied?
Yeah, it gives a bit of answer. But the thing is, for example, for Illinois Urbana campaign, the fees are actually very high. And then I was supposed to compete for the scholarship. That was what was in the mail. That I have to if I want to get a what do they call it? Is it the RA assistantship? That a research assistant, yeah, that I have to compete for it. So, but then the fee, even the fee I have to pay is still on the high side. I was thinking, is there no scholarship that can cover that, or I really have to pay it before I now get to the school to cover the other part of the bills?
Are you muted?
Did you hear what I said?
No, wait. I think just wait. Let me try something. Okay, can you try
Can you hear
talking
me
now? Swadik
now?
is trying to answer
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
I've undone whatever I did. All right.
Okay.
I'm trying to look for the name of something that I wrote. I wrote there's this organization, and once I get it, I'll post it on the group. Like they give like for the UK schools, yeah, I think your second question is like for the I've gotten your second question is for like the US school. Like yeah, they give scholarship, but the deficit you have is still like a lot. Two things and one, some schools are not that rich enough, like they can't really fund you. So like that's why it's advisable for you to like apply to a lot of schools. Me, when I was doing my masters, some of my colleagues that were doing masters together, Americans, so they applied to 10 schools. And funniest thing, they to pay application fee. Oh. Although sometimes it's always higher for international students than for them, but they pay international, they pay application fee. So just look for application fee waiver, apply to as many schools as possible. One, some schools are not, they won't even be able to fund you, no matter even some PhD self, they don't fund them 100%. That's some schools like that, just their own peculiar like financial standing. But also, like I said, your department is offering you something. Yeah, that's good. Now look for assistantship to like within the school that can offer something higher than what the department is offering. Also, you can, I will try to type it in the chat. There's this organization, Institute for Women Studies. When I say women, not woman, like when girls, woman, no. Women, like, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Humane. I'll type it now
Human.
in the chat. Yeah. So go there, like they have a lot of funding. If you're in your country, you don't have money for flights, like they will pay. If you're in school, you need money for funding, money for publications, like you can apply to them, they will give it to you. Like, so, but that one might mean that you are already, like the one for, maybe you want to pay your school fees, you want to eat, like maybe when you're in the US, or like this one, like I said, one, maybe look for applications, assistantship within the school, but outside your department that can offer more. Two, also maybe I don't want to say maybe apply to a law school. I don't know, maybe for what you need, like maybe you want to enter for spring or for fall 2023. I don't know, maybe like, but if it's like in the future, apply to as many schools as possible. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, my last question. Is it easy for, okay, now I already have a master's in Nigeria here. I just wanted to divert to environmental engineering. That's why I'm applying to these schools outside Nigeria. So now, but what if I decide to just pull through for a PhD? Will it be easier for someone like me who has a master's in Nigeria?
Which course?
Urban planning.
Okay. So I don't know your profile. I think this answer will be like, I don't know your profile. Like I don't know your
Can I
grade. I
get,
don't know
I'm
your
sorry, can I get the question again? What's the last question? You said you did urban
Okay,
planning, you had MSc in environmental engineering.
no. I already have a master's in urban planning, but
Okay,
I want to divert. I want to go into environmental engineering.
all right.
Yes. Okay, so now I was not thinking that was what I applied for in Strathclyde.
Okay,
So and then I was not like, okay, what if I decide, okay, I'm not doing environmental engineering again. I just want to push through to a PhD in urban planning. Do I stand a
mhm.
chance to get the admission and the funding? Even though I didn't do my master's there, I have my master's here in Nigeria.
Okay.
sure.
Well, I do want to answer
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, thank you so much. So let me
I
read
don't know,
this
maybe
question before
Dr. Yeah.
okay, let me read this question. Somebody's asking that I am deciding between TOEFL and IELTS. Which one will you advise me to do? Please put reasons. You can answer that.
Yeah.
There is a question for Dr. Sola David.
For doctor. Is it for me or for doctor?
No, for you answer
Okay.
first.
So for me, I would say IELTS. I did IELTS, so maybe that's bias. But two, like both of them, they're like the same thing. Most schools you see them IELTS/TOEFL. So it's like either, but I think IELTS is like more acceptable, like almost everywhere. US, UK, Canada. But I think there's some schools that'll tell you IELTS, but most schools I've seen is right IELTS/TOEFL. It's just to test your English competency, your English proficiency. So they will serve the same job. But if I'm to choose, I'll go for IELTS. So because most schools recognize IELTS. So that's like my own response.
To add to that, so it depends on whatever school you are applying to is requesting to. Like if they are saying you should do GRE and you are doing IELTS and maybe they did not have an option for IELTS or something, or TOEFL, then I think you just have to go for maybe that you already have a green light that this school will offer you funding or we offer you what is it called, like admission, like everything is said, and they say you should write GRE. So schools will tell you to submit or everything, and later on you can submit your test results. So maybe in that kind of case, they specify it's GRE or IELTS or something, and you can. Then there's something one of our boss on this platform drop this. He said that people with MSc should not just limit themselves to PhD programs, that you can also walk the routes of research organizations and development partners, like all these international organizations like World Bank, UN. Some of them have fellowships. You know, there's some fellowship that they put out for people that want to spend maybe 1 year experience with them. So you can also consider that too. So don't just we're saying now that you can broaden your what is it called now? The option that you have, your alternatives now. Include that if you want to pass through the route of academics. United Nations do put that out. They put at least people with MSc, they have fellowships for them. Then people with PhD too, they have postdoctoral fellowship for them. But you can also walk that route to if you are considering that along the line of your career. So the third question I want to read out before I call the people raising, these people have dropped their questions before now. So for Scholar David, he said, I have heard stories of people sometimes with full funding getting F1 visa denial for US. How do one navigate this considering the bulkiness of applying to get admissions and writing standard exams? So how do you do that?
Can you comment on the last question? Like, how did standard exam, like they have full funding and it's get denied?
I have had stories of people sometimes with full funding getting F1 visa denial for US. How do one navigate this considering the bulkiness of applying to get admissions and writing standard exams?
Well, I think that F1 visa depends on your story, actually. Your story, because first thing first, when you're applying for, since you apply for your application by yourself, nobody helped you to apply for the application you did by yourself. That will give you like a background story to present to the F1 the visa officer. So when they get there, they are going to ask some questions, and they notice that your story does not align with what you are going for. That's a denier. So they also deny based on what's it called? They deny based on family ties. Like they will ask you after your program, what's your plan after your program? So if you're not genuine enough, trust me, they are going to like, okay, this guy just they know that you are all it's called. They know that most people will go and not come back. But if they notice that in your distance, in your interview, then that will be a big problem. And they got denied. People got denied because maybe they have a brother or a sister, a family member here, and that's not been to Nigeria in the last 2 years. So what they can make someone deny can be used to give another person favor in the hands of another view. So it depends on the view that you're also like trying to speak to during your interview. So it depends. There are several reasons, and information about where you're going to could be a reason. They may ask you, where are you going to? Do you know the weather, how's the weather condition like? And you're trying to tell them like, oh, the weather is there is there is so cold. There are some states in the year that there are some states in the year that they don't experience snow. So you need to like know a lot of story information about where you're going to. That's number one thing. You need to know, you have to be confident too. That's one thing. You have to be confident because you're going for an interview. You have to be confident, know your story. Like know your story. So family ties is one thing they used to deny people. Let me say family ties is one of the reasons. Then if you have funding, yeah. Family ties mostly reasons if you have funding and you're getting these family ties or your story do not align, did not really make sense to them. Like you say, you're going for like a PhD in microbiology, so what are you trying to do with the PhD in microbiology? What is your research on, and what do you tend to achieve during and after you graduate? What are your post-study plans? So it is there. They're always like, oh, this guy is just doesn't. Maybe someone help him with the application or so. So that's could be many reasons, but family ties and when your story do not align up together is what make people get denial in all those F1 visa stuff.
All right, thank you so much. Maybe one of these days, we have scholars that are also having much information on that. Maybe one of these days we'll have, maybe the next variety webinar will be on visa-related stuff or navigating graduate school when you've already landed or something. Maybe one of these days, the coming months, we'll organize something on that. So the next person I want to call on is this is the first person, and there is Nonodin Akiola. Please, can you unmute your mic? Let me know if you can unmute your mic. If you can't, let me unmute you. Can you unmute your mic now and ask your question, please? Are you there, please? Okay, there is no response. Vicky, can you please make your, can you ask a question? Oh my God, I did something now. Wait. Okay, can you ask a question? Can you guys unmute your voice? Or...
Good evening.
Vicky, you can wait, please. All right.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I want to appreciate the organizers of this webinar. Thank you, this opportunity. I've been actually waiting for an opportunity to come and ask my questions on a platform like this. Over the years that I've been thinking about applying for masters abroad. Uh, I've I've seen friends that the reason why they're applying is just that they just want to leave the country. So when I apply for my own program, I hardly get offers. Even the ones I get the offers for, the fees are on the high side. So I think my question is more directed towards Sodiq. Please, I want to apply for MBA. I have been applying for MBA for the past 2 years. Okay, yes, 2 years. So have not seen any fully funded MBA. The one that I had, I was able to get through to the interview stage. I couldn't. I was unable to get the admission. The data sent a mail to me later that it was not successful. So, and uh, several suggestions have been coming to me. Okay, why don't you apply for another course? When you get there, then you switch to MBA. It is easier that way. And I really want uh, all the effort to actually count and to really go for that program. I have a background in agric. I study in agric extension and rural development. I've 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 reached out to my lecturers. They've given me a recommendation letter. I've reached out to my company. They've given me the recommendation letter. I have all these documents, but it's just to apply. Sometimes I even contact agencies that will help me to apply for this. But none of them have actually come up with any fully funded uh, scholarship for MBA. So that has been my dilemma. So at the stage I got discouraged. Sometimes I just join all these scholarships group, all these potential groups to see what is going on. So I now made up my mind recently. Okay, let me just be serious about it. Let me be intentional about it. So that's why I'm joining. So how and where can I get this opportunity? So that's my question for now. Thank you.
Can you unmute your mic? I'm very sorry today. Whatsoever I did that not making people to be able to mute their mic or mute their mic. I don't know. It's my doing. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, like I said earlier, one thing about like the scholarship cycle, if there's something I can call that, or like the scholarship community, is that it is school peculiar, course peculiar, like is very, very specific. One is that in sciences, there are more funding than in social sciences. MBAs, most MBAs I know too, they don't give full funding. Most of them will not even give you funding. Because I think it's just also because of the rationale behind it. Okay, sciences have a lot of funding because of the fact that most people are even know, like see scholar is in the lab. Sometimes maybe they are even paying in from the grant that is being received by his supervisor. But we in social sciences, like we are dealing with social problems. So not enough grant like that. Then you are just been getting paid from like departmental funds or the likes. So for MBAs, most of them won't give funding. Most will give you partial funding. But I just dropped the name of my school, like former school, Burlington State University. I'm very, very sure they give like at least 50% of their students. 70% funding, not 100%. But they give like half of the whole cohort, they give them like 70% funding. So you can check it out. Send an email to a guide coordinator. So hopefully, like, but most MBAs, fortunately, they don't give 100% funding. There's this school in California, I've forgotten, maybe I think I've forgotten the name of the school, but I know someone in a school in California. The person got like a fully funded MBA scholarship in a school in California. I was asking for the name of the school and I will like put it in the group chat. So, but it's like it's not something that's common. But I think last month, Dr. Olumiwa Igbalajobi, he was talking about MBA scholarship. I saw it on his like he tweeted about it. But he said he's going like he has some packages, like he has gotten some information on MBA scholarship. But I think I'm not sure if I saw like the rejoinder to that tweet. But you can check up his post and Dr. Olumiwa Igbalajobi on Twitter. Just I think yeah, he posted something like that. But like I said, it's true. It's like mostly there's some information like you will get, they're exclusive. You will be the only one that will have it before you now try to share it with people. So like just like go to schools, tech schools, you might not know there might be a school there that is trying to give out scholarship for MBA. So search for name of school, do this thing, do this research. Like online, you might be surprised. You might be surprised. But personally, based on personal knowledge, it's not common to see MBA schools that will give you full funding. It's not common. And part of it is that they believe that MBA guys are very rich. If you see most people that are doing the MBA, masters of business admin, maybe bank CEOs, business owners, entrepreneurs, they have money. So why should they fund you? Like you have money, you have a business on your own already. Even if you don't have money, after the degree, with an MBA, you can work in Wall Street, you can work with a very top reputable organizations and they pay you well. So they always like want them to like go through like they just like somebody studying nursing too in US, it's very difficult for you to see full funding in nursing because you know that when you are done, like you'll be earning like a lot of money. So scholarship sometimes like course peculiar, school like is specific. There's no general blanket rule. So just yeah, I understand it can be frustrating. You've been trying to put everything effort to it, you paid money, but you're not getting results. Yeah, you just have to be more personal. All those agents you are giving money to, trust me, they're only most of them are only based on information that is there. A lot of schools in the US, sit down, check name of schools. You might not know. You might not know. There might be more information out there waiting for you. Just wait to open your system and get it out. So I hope I answer your question.
Is your question answered, sir? Yes, you can. I see you're raising up your hand. Yes, you can. Don't tell me you can't unmute yourself again. Wait, just let me do that. Okay. Can you speak now? Are you speaking or is still my doing?
You said you can't unmute.
Okay. Yes, I can unmute now.
I'm already getting so
Oh,
worked up
okay,
because this meeting.
okay. And thank you, Sadiq, for that. So that we can also give others the opportunity to ask their questions. Is there provision for chatting you personally so that I can just go on with my inquiries?
Sure.
Okay, like if you want to schedule your one-on-one talk with him.
Yes.
Scholar, are you in? All right, he said yes.
So that's my number.
So that,
But also I'm a student too. So sometimes my responses might be a bit delayed, but I'll surely respond 100%. So that's my number for anybody.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
all right. Okay, so our Scholar Sadiq is always on to always helping us out. Okay, so we have the last person here. Vicky, please, can you let me see unmute. Let me just unmute you myself. Let me unmute you 3 times so that you can talk. Yeah. Yeah, talk like that. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, scholars.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for the basic presentation, for the time and effort that you dedicated to this. Let me give you a little about my background. I already have a master's in anatomy and cell biology from OAU, and during my master degree, I engaged in work which had to do with public health, schistosomiasis. And ever since then, I fell in love with, being closer to the community. And ever since then, my attention has shifted from being a laboratory scientist to somebody who wants to major in public health, especially infectious disease. And ever since then, I've been writing applications since 2019, trying to get into the field of public health master's degree, since I don't have a first degree in public health. But that has been very, very difficult. I think most master's degree program in public health are not funded, kind of. I think that's one of the major barriers I've seen. And along the line, I discovered that they said volunteerism is actually important, which I did at OAU. And equally, I made sure I had like a year volunteering experience with Oyo State Ministry of Health. And despite all that, yet I was still being denied. In fact, I think one of those things I had along the line is you need an English language exam. I gathered money. Just this May, I wrote my IELTS, having a band of 7. And I'm looking forward to applying again since I have like 2 years volunteering experience and together with the English language requirement. But another thing I noticed about US is the issue of West evaluation, which will cost a lot. And majority of the additional centralized application called SOFAS. I don't even know how to navigate all through those barriers to get a master's degree in public health, especially focusing on epidemiology. So I think that's the issue I have. If there are schools that I can apply to without those barriers, called West and SOFAS, and in which they give full funding. And since I don't have a first degree in that aspect, I just want to diversify. So those have been my challenges.
Can Scholar David take this? Are you free to do that, sir? Scholar David, wait.
Maybe he
Before I
can't.
start calling you. I just remember. Whatsoever I did will not repeat itself again. Wait, where's his name? I will mute you very much. I don't know what I did though. Oh yeah, Scholar, shoot.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. All right. So, okay, can you come with the last question again?
So I said I don't know if there are schools that I can apply to that gives funding and that gives an opportunity to somebody who wants to diversify like me and would not require West evaluation or SOFAS as a centralized application system.
I think there's many schools in the US that do not use West. That does not require West evaluation prior to their funding. There are some schools like that I know, and diversify doesn't mean that you have to like do it. So you may study, for instance, I think someone said she studied urban area planning and she wants to do environmental engineering. So West is just one out of these ways in which can get funding. It's good to have West. It's not compulsory you have West, but it now depends on the structure of your applications. And one thing here is that you need to know the schools that have funding for your course. For instance, now some schools could be like number 100 on the USA list ranking of school, but their course, maybe for instance, let's say their chemistry is the best in the whole of US. So some course-based university, for instance, I know of a school that is known like they have the best chemistry department, they have the best another school best physics department. So the fact that the school is probably like top 1 or top 2 doesn't mean that they have the best, that their course is ranked number 1 in the US. So you need to know that. So you can diversify depending on the school requirement. If the school you're applying to require you to do West, then you have to do. But if this other school may offering you the same course and they may not ask you to like use the same requirement that school A asks you to do. So it depends. So you need to like you have to like filter the number of schools you have on Grad and see the ones that do not require West evaluation. So I think that's the only thing. But if most schools like maybe like you all the 10 schools are required to do the West, then I don't think you can escape to the fact that you have to do the West. But it all boils down to you finding all the schools you want to and see how you can navigate through the application process. I hope I answered your question though. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I hope I answered his question though.
Yeah. Also, I would like to add, Vicky, for public health, you don't like most public health. You can study anything, and you say you want to study public health. Like check out, funniest thing, check out Harvard, Cornell. Like they have very good public health department, and like the guys of what you studied in your undergraduate. Although it's like I have someone that studied psychology, and she did public health masters, full funding. So just keep applying to many schools too.
Okay,
All
sir.
right,
Thank you
sorry.
so much, sir.
Okay, sorry. I myself, I was muted and I was talking. Okay, it's good. You know one thing, I already said it before. Um, you can always diversify, you can always change. Not what you study alone. Actually, there's something they practice in South Korea. They don't mind what you study in your BSc. They can just take you in. They take you from microbiology and take you into agric. They can take you from, I think some people did some funny something from chemistry to engineering. Like, so far something is just aligning small like that in your course. The professor does not care somehow. They just take you in like that. And you just be a student. And then depends on your sharpness. So to struggle between changing like that. So people come from physics and they go into IT and many way you can change. Like you can change, but you must know that you have the nerve for those kind of changing and passion. Because of our time. Sorry, so one of our boss is typing something for me, but I think he did not know that he's not dropping it on the general page. So I can't copy here. It's not copyable. It's not copyable. So I will have posted it on the general chat page. Thank you very much. But what he said was that Charlie, we have bosses here. So he said rejection emails are part of life in the application process. Even outside academics, we still get rejected. In a year in the WP, he said he made 53 applications just for senior roles. He had just 6 interviews, others rejected. I think that was for the MBA for people who were saying something about funding. We must not be encouraged to keep pushing till we make it. Things are getting more competitive by the day. Actually, Nigeria, I'll say that number one people that are making it competitive is Nigerians. The rate at which Nigerians are really wanting to get out of Nigeria is, so the whole thing is the market is getting more competitive. So I'm not saying that we're doing bad, but I'm saying that you should know that the rate at which Nigerians are doing the jackpot mode now. So you have to just put everything on the line. So I have Tosin Adioye here, please. We're almost hitting our mark, 1 hour 30 minutes. Actually, I love the fact that this is a chat with us. That's why it's a seminar. I mean, so that we can pour out our question and we have been doing quite all right. We have been doing quite good. So we just make this open. Tosin Adoye, please, can you ask a question briefly now? Just try to summarize it briefly. I mean, not like I'm not saying that you should not talk your mind, speak your mind, but do it in the kind of brief. All right.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, the speakers. Really appreciate this. Is impactful for me. I study statistics, first degree, second degree in OAU, and I just begin to take admission abroad serious. So as at last week, I reached out to like 3 schools. 2 of them told me I need to go and write GRE, and I'm trying to apply for biostatistics. I study statistics, first and second degree, so I'm trying to apply for biostatistics. So 2 of the schools told me to go and write GRE, why they waive ILT. Why the other school says I am good to proceed. So I just want to ask, based on what Dr. Dayo said the other time, like sometimes it's easier to get admission, but funding is the problem. Will you categorically advise I take GRE and ILT to boost my chances when it comes to funding? That's just my question. Thank you.
Does anybody want to answer out of the scholar? Scholar Sadiq, Scholar David. Do you understand this question?
I think the question is like, will I advise somebody to take IELTS and GRE, right? So,
Can you speak?
hello?
Okay. Don't tell me I've do one that again.
Sorry, can you
I'm
repeat the question?
coming.
Sorry, I was lost in responding to.
Okay. He's talking now.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I studied BSc, MSc Statistics from OAU, and I'm planning to take in another MSc Biostatistics. So I applied to 3 schools last week to their postgraduate coordinator, and 2 of them got back to me that I cannot proceed without GRE, while the third one said I'm fine without GRE, and the 3 of them are waiving TOEFL and ILT. Now, based on what doctor said earlier, that sometimes you could even get admission without, even if they are waiving all of those things, and competitively for scholarship becomes a problem. So one of the ways to avoid that, I'm asking categorically, will you advise I go on to take all of those exams, I mean GRE and TOEFL, just to boost my chances for finance?
Yeah, just like what doctor said, and like what I advised you earlier. Although these things are optional, but it's better to have them. But like they say, like fingers are not equal. We all don't have the same financial capacity. Some of us to live fine, to live so well, like is not something that you do comfortably. So why should that idea is now so expensive? Why it is not so expensive? If you think like you don't have the financial capacity, trust me, just try to enhance or maximize other things you think, other strengths you think you have. So the best thing is yes, try to do it if you have the means, if you have the money. Like that's the best thing. Having 2 things is better than having one, based on the fact that all of them they have the same quality. So if you have other things, it helps. But if you don't have the money, then there's nothing you can do now. So just look for schools that is not a question for GRE. Like that one school out of 3 schools, apply to them. Go to search for schools. Look for schools that are not a question for GRE. Again, apply to many. There are a lot of schools that are not a question for GRE. But if you have the means, I won't lie to you, the best thing is to have GRE and IELTS. If you ask me which of the two should you have, GRE is better. IELTS is just proficiency. Most schools now, they are trying to waive IELTS for Nigerian students. So, or you can even use proficiency in English. You can collect it from the OAU Senate. So that one can still replace your IELTS. So if you have to choose between one, choose GRE. Or if you have money, please just do both of them. Yeah, like it's very like it's advisable. But if you don't have money, don't get discouraged. Look for schools that are waiving it, then apply. So don't say because
Yes.
I don't have GRE, I don't have IELTS, I'm not going to apply. No, there are a lot of schools that are waiving it. Just apply, send in those applications.
That's good too. I wanted to say that I think everybody wants to go to US. Yes, US is good, but there are other countries. I think I was just asking one of the scholars that hosted one of the people from India. I mean, maybe another countries don't think about that people also go. Maybe when we get more of our colleagues that are in these countries, maybe we can get them to speak to us and they will tell you the opportunities they have. Actually, we don't want you to focus on US that is saturated. Although one thing I always put on in life is I'm a Christian. I tell you to know what God wants for you first. And the second is that you should also explore alternative option. You can have various options in US. There are other countries too. There is Sweden, there is Portugal. Then there are organization scholarship. There is MasterCard, there is Erasmus Mundus. Now I'm going to post the video and the link for HKPFS, Hong Kong PhD Fellowship Scheme. It's currently ongoing too. So there are diverse scholarship and organizations funding them. There is a MasterCard scholarship for many schools, either in South Africa and some other kind of Canadian schools or UK schools. So also look out. We have some of these resources on our page, and we have them too on our YouTube page. I think the scholar can get that of the Indian school, because we have somebody I know, I think courtesy of Scholar David's page, he got funding to India. Then there is South Korea too. Although that one too, we already have our seminar on that, so if you want to navigate that. So try to expand your, what is it called, your option. But I know many people are thinking in the future mode, permanent residence and green card, and everything that will grant them safety in the future. But before I round up that talk, there was something we heard about South Korea. A route. When you see that one way is not going properly, you can diversify. There's Australia too. We have scholars in Australia. If you can get that one to come and hold a talk with us, if he's less busy, you can. There are some kind of rules. Some people have done it. Like one of the scholars speaking today, I don't want to mention anything. It was formerly in South Korea. Then he got funding in US. Then he relocated again. So people just came to other countries, lesser countries, to have their masters. Then while working for their masters, they were applying for PhD outside the country. US, Australia, and it worked fine for them. So don't just be fixed in a competition. You to find a way to re-strategize and try to look for lesser countries. I know that this one is fun. There are many things. Singapore, there. I see some of these things. Singapore, Sweden, Portugal, like that. You see, what is this name? What is that? Norway or something like that. Highland. They are there like that. So you to diversify. If you are all putting your eggs in US, you just be working through stiff rejection and everything. And just work your way through those kind of places too. So that is that. By the way, I think I'll attend to the last person whose hand is raised tonight, and that is Akinkunle Akinbino. Please wait before you talk. Before I start expecting that you should talk, let me unmute you. Okay, so please talk. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Sorry, from here. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Good evening. Good morning.
I'm actually speaking from Canada. Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Wait. Are you an OAU graduate?
Yeah, I graduated in 2009, 10. Then I had my master's also.
Oh yeah. Nah, these are grandmasters. I used to see them. Oh yeah, let's have you.
Yeah,
We'll come and we invite you to our camp. We need
I really want to thank the organizers for this great program put together for young scholars, and I'm intending I say, I don't want to use it. Let me use color actually. Yeah. I just want to share some tips. Yeah. I want you to know something. If you are a Christian or you are a Muslim, do not underestimate the place of God in the whole process. That's the first thing.
Yes.
There are so many people, there are so many Christians, so many Muslims, so many Afars and pastors that are applying for the same position you are applying for. And if you are not prayerful, even if you put all your documents, all certificates together, if you are not prayerful, you full boast of yourself like, oh, I have first class, I have this, I can get this. There are so many first class. Even if you have 4.9, there's somebody that have 4.98 elsewhere. So that's number one. Another thing is you must be ready to compete, and you must not be afraid to keep pushing. Now, my experience, I want to share my experience. I've actually applied to, I applied to US schools. I had admission like 6, 7 times. I was denied visa 5 times. And it got to a stage I had to change that. I'm not going to US again. Then I changed to UK. I had admissions. I had partial scholarship, and yet I was denied. due to my, let me say, I would say due to what I didn't actually notice when I was filing up the application. Now, after that, I didn't get that opportunity again. Now, for postgraduate students who want funding, they should try at least research and publish. If you know you have a master's and you don't have any paper published, or no research, or no ongoing research, no research you have done elsewhere, or even if it's just one, just have that and make sure you publish it in a well-reputable international journal. There are so many journals that you publish that they are not even recognized, even in Nigeria, talk less of international. So make sure you high impact journals, you publish in high impact journals, and go extra mile to reach out to that school, the faculty members of the school you are intending to attend. Now, this is what I did. I actually got a full tuition scholarship when I moved down to Canada. And I was the only one selected in Africa. It was grace and it required a lot of prayers. That's one. And also, I met the coordinator of that course, the founding father of the course, on LinkedIn. Because if I should tell you how many times I've applied to look for supervisor, in fact, I sent message. That was a year, 2017. That year, I made up my mind that this year I want to send letters to professors for supervision. I sent over, I can't count. I think if I should do estimate, I sent over 50 to different schools. None of them responded. Now, I now took another, I think I went through a mentor, and the mentor told me that I should go into LinkedIn, set up my LinkedIn profile very well. Then I should respond to posts that have been made by all these scholars, the faculty members, the professors online. So that was what I did. So we got talking, and he posted something about geotourism and ecotourism, and which my own view about the subject was different from others. And he reached out to me privately. That's what am I doing presently? I said, I'm currently on my PhD. And he said, oh, have I heard about island studies? I said, no, and he introduced it to me. He said, he's the coordinator. Now, when we got talking for like 2 weeks, he said I should apply to the school, which I did. I got my admission letter in a space of 1 week because I am talking to the coordinator directly. Now, when he did that for me, and he introduced me to the scholarship available, which I did. Now, the scholarship available, there was 3 topics that they said one of the intending, prospective students should choose one topic from the 3. I chose one, and I went further I started writing proposal on the topic. We were not told to write proposal actually, but I just went further. And when I did that, I messaged him that I've written proposal on the topic. He said, wow, well, you were not asked to do that. And he said I should send it to him. So during the final stage of selection, it was the proposal that gave me an edge, because there was a lady from Uganda. She had first class, she published paper, she did everything. And when they said they were going to give the lady, and this coordinator raised hand and he said, but we have somebody that has already written proposal on the said topic. And that was what they shared the proposal. And when they saw that, I was actually given because of only that. Now, another thing is, somebody made mention of volunteering and community development. They take it serious. They don't really take it serious in Nigeria, but here they take those things serious. And I think the rating is like 40%. Well, I'm using my school as an example. They use 40% of volunteering and community development. So if you do that, make sure the organization that you volunteer for, make sure they give you certificate to show that you actually volunteer with them. So if they don't give you anything, it's as good as you just lied, because so many people will say they did volunteer. They can do that. So what I normally do is anywhere I volunteer, I collect certificate to show that I actually volunteered for them. So that's that. Then I think that was all. Then SOP, sorry, SOP gives admission. There are so many people that have first class, so many people that have so many, in fact, there is this thing about what I heard from a professor here in Canada. He said Nigerians buy certificates. So they believe that if you are coming from, well, few of them, that if you're coming from Nigeria, there is high possibility that your certificate, you bought your certificate. I mean, your grade. Some people, they know what some of our politicians come to Canada, to West to do. They buy certificate and they take it to Africa, to Nigeria to use. So what can give you an edge is the SOP. The SOP can really show what the stuff you are made of now, not what you've been through, because they know that your certificate or your transcript is not the true, your result is not the true, it doesn't show the true reflection of who you are. But your SOP that you are writing now will definitely express what you have passed through, what you are into, what you have done, what you intend to do, and all that. So make sure that you dwell more on your SOP, even while you are applying for scholarship. Your SOP should make sure that you word your SOP very well. Then look for somebody, maybe in literature, in English, or a professor that can help you to edit it very well. And also, I know there are so many scholars here that have gotten scholarship and all that. Reach out to them. Let them direct you on what and how to go about that. I think that's what I have to share. Thank you.
Yes, we are so grateful, sir, for the words of experience that you share with us. I mean, that is somebody from far off, and then we are so grateful. We are just coming up. We are learning, and we are so blessed. As in this night, actually, maybe this is my first time. Maybe because of the publicity, really had I mean, top people in our midst, because one of our doctors in urban planning is currently in this meeting. Then I just had to confirm with one of my lecturers, because I actually posted this on our alumni page in my department, and they told me that I was one of the top #1 person in the Department of Unilag, Professor Leke Oduwaye, joined this. I saw him came in, so I had to confirm who is that person. The name sounds so familiar. I mean, having someone like that is as old and experienced in the field of urban planning joining tonight. I mean, coming into our meeting, it's an encouragement, not to us. It's still an encouragement to us. So we say, let's use this. Let's tell us by this. Yes, Oga came in briefly, and then I have another boss here too. It was once the PG school chairman. I don't know if he permits me to mention his name, but I just use that to summarize him. And then now I'm meeting for the first time Mr. Doctor, I don't know, Professor Akinkunle Akinbinu. I mean, it's a blessing to us to have this top people in our midst tonight. And we are so grateful for everybody that has stayed with us to this. I myself learned a lot. I'm still learning. And then I see everybody could ask their question. We will try to make this kind of talks available once in a month. So look forward to that next month. Maybe the admin on duty or the admins on duty will host this. And then you can also come around again. Share this with your friends. Share this on your departmental pages. Share this on, what is it called? Your alumni pages, like that. Maybe your departmental alumni. I did on my own alumni page, and so we have this bosses came in, they joined us tonight. So share this, and don't limit it only to OAU students. So we are generous in OAU, actually. We are not stingy. So also share it to other people, to another platform. They can also come to learn. We are lights. I mean, we also reflect light. We share light. We share. We're not stingy. On that note, thank you, sir. On that note, let me ask the scholars, do they have anything to round up the session? Before that, somebody asked me, all right, sir, I'm going to send the link. Somebody was asking for, I don't know how to copy out this number currently, but can I send it to you? Let me send it to your personal line now. I think I have the link copied on my clipboard. Somebody said, can she be linked with someone in public ed? I think there are 2 scholars along that line. I think Scholar Hane or Adebola. I don't know if you've met Adebola before, but I think maybe your name is looking familiar. Maybe we've linked you together with somebody last year. I don't know. Maybe there are many Vickies. But Scholar Hane or Adebola can do that. But I think they are in the BAO something line, but they might be well versed in that line. So maybe send me, I think you're on audio on the page. So send me a personal message. Let me speak with Scholar Hane. Scholar Hane said it's available this month to attend to anybody. And there is a very good process. Scholar Hane, I don't know the scholarship he won. It's a very good process. So I will attend to you. I'm trying to send the link to Mr. Dr. Professor Akimbino. So thank you so much. So I think Vicky, we are clear about that. So send me a DM on WhatsApp. I'll tell Scholar Anil wants to attend to you. And I think it's related to health or something. I can't figure out anybody in public ed currently, but they are the ones that go along that line when they want to review CV and SOPs. So if you have any other concern, let me know. Scholar Sodiq, any final word? Is it still available? I'm sorry, we shoot more than the time. I think he's gone. All right. Scholar David, you have anything to say? Oh, I found out that they cannot unmute their mic. Do you have anything to say? Or you are so busy currently? Can you unmute your mic, or still my doing? I think it's not my doing. It's not muting. It's not unmuting his mic. If you cannot, yeah.
Yeah, sorry for the background noise. So I think we've really talked about many things today. So one thing is talking about it. Another thing is taking the concrete action plans and how to do it. I don't know if the guy that said he studied public, that want to study public health still online. Yeah, there's some schools that with GRE. With the West, you can try University of Memphis. I know they have public health in University of Memphis. So and the top schools actually they have some. I think Harvard is only taking students from Johns Hopkins is already taking their citizens for public health. So you need to find how those things work. And lastly, someone was asking if you take GRE or TOEFL. And yeah, if you have the money, please do. If you don't have the money, just look for ways for you to overcome this barrier. So if you have any questions after this meeting, you can always reach out to me through Scholar TOEFL or every other person. So I'm looking forward to our emails or chats or any other thing. So thank you for having me today.
All right. So thank you so much. This meeting actually shoots to 2 hours. Thank God. Thank God for the success of this webinar. So look forward to a webinar next month, and then we might have a seminar too next month. I don't know anyone. Maybe you had a webinar or seminar. So just look out for that. But as I said, I'll be dropping the link to HKPFS. It's currently out. So it's like this route you do the research proposal. You look for professors. HKPFS is very well funded. It's Hong Kong. It's not in China. Don't be afraid. It's not in China, but it is just an administrative area, China. But people, they speak English too. They don't speak Chan Chin Chin. They don't do that. So, but you can see Chan Chin Chin, but they speak good English. I think they were also colonized. So, HKPV is a very good is a very good scholarship to do. I mean, to apply for. So go to our YouTube page. You see some of the resources available there. OAU Graduate Scholars Forum YouTube page. I already sent the link to join the WhatsApp pages. And for MBA scholars, there's somebody among us that is an MBA scholar. I think he's gone to UK or something like that, or is he currently in US? Maybe one of these days, if you can try to hold him down, maybe he's less busy, he can hold maybe a webinar like this. So to let us know much about. And if you need, I think that's Mr. Nuruddin Akinola, if you need one-on-one talk with him, I think with Scholar Sadiq too, we will link you guys together. So thank you so much once again for coming. We appreciate you. We appreciate your patience. We really want to see you successful. We appreciate every of our top bosses, our colleagues come tonight. We appreciate Scholar Sadiq and David for coming. No, they were so busy and they really took their time to answer the questions. It can look so long and boring, yes, and actually in a very different time zone. And we we should appreciate you for coming too and for voicing out. We always want to be there for you, even though we cannot be a mother, but we can always be there for you in the capacity we can. So make these things known, share it to your friends, share it on your class page. They can join the potential page. Mentorship is currently going on. Even without that, there is currently an offer. First 20 people to write the SOP and CV, we can review it for you. Be on the general page, and then we can schedule a one-on-one talk with you. First 20 people. I think I've received just few submission on the mail. So try to meet up for this August. They are available this August. I think they are just resuming in US or something. Explore many options. Mind your every letter too. I think maybe one of these days, I'm noting these things down so that one of these days you can just hold a particular talk on that. Your recommendation letter is very important. You should mind that because they must not just write one letter for you, automatic 0. So thank you so much. As we round up, we thank God the Almighty. I am a believer in God. Thank you so much. I'm the moderator. So I thank God Almighty for sustaining us to this time. So we call it a time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. It's nice having you. Bye.